Hi viewers, I have a stunning watch by Ball for you today in this video, and this is the Ball Ionosphere chronograph. It's the Fireman range, and it is a pretty awesome watch. So let's go over the specs quickly of this before I start. As you can see, this is a chronograph, and it is an automatic chronograph powered by the ETA 7750. Being a chronograph automatic, it will be a bit chunky, and this watch is fairly big. It has a 43mm case diameter, and the thickness is 15.5mm. The lug to lug is 52mm, and the lug width is 22mm. Overall, it's not too big for a chronograph. There are some much bigger ones in the Ball range, and this one isn't bad at all for the size. It's quite comfortable and is fairly compact really for what you get. Obviously you've got the day-date function here, and you've got the 3 sub-dials with the second hand dial on the left there at the 9 o'clock position. You've got the Tritium tubes on the dial and the hands, and this is 100-meter water resistance as well. The finish is all brushed. There's no polished areas really at all. The case is well brushed, very nicely done. And the case back is brushed, but the beautiful embossed design of the astronaut there is polished. I do love the way Ball add a bit of character to their watches and have these collaborations, which usually lends to a quite interesting design on the case back. So this particular watch, the theme relates to a collaboration between Ball and the NASA engineer and astronaut Dr Owen Garriott, and he was the first scientist launched into space for the Skylab 3 missions, and well, based on his wide knowledge, he worked with Ball watch designers to create the specifications for this very professional chronograph watch. So that's the story behind that, and the reason you've got this astronaut on the case back. This particular dial is very well laid out, considering you've got quite a lot going on, especially with the day-date complication. I think they've done quite well with the space, and the dial is a lovely glossy black finish. It's quite legible. You have obviously the 2 sub-dials at the 12 and 6 o'clock position do have that brushed steel ring around them, which does add a bit of flair, and it does make the watch look quite distinctive. The case is very solid, has a good shape to it. The lugs really do curl right down, so that does sit nicely on the wrist. And the bracelet, as usual for Ball, a very solid, well made bracelet, brushed all round with their standard deployment clasp there, which is just clicks very firmly into place. The links are all held together with screw pins. And really well finished all in all. The chronograph movement is very slick and responsive. Springs right back into place. Screw down crown. Nice pop, good smooth action. And date change, one way for the numbers and the other way for the day. All very well engineered and nice and smooth, very silky action to that. Good solid crown, signed. All in all, it's a very smart chronograph watch. I don't think they made too many of these, and this is not a current model, so they are quite rare, but if you do see one, a used one going for sale, you should be able to get a very good price on these. So I'll just show you how that looks on the wrist. Does look very smart. For a chronograph, it's not too bulky at all. It does sit very comfortably, especially thanks to those curved lugs. And it actually doesn't feel that heavy. It's a very well proportioned watch. Right, we'll just zoom in on that dial, have a look at that in a bit more detail now. Right, as you can see, it's a pretty stunning dial. I love that deep black glossy finish. I'll just start the chronograph second hand. And as you can see, that does have a little strip of tritium on there as well. And the other hands have a little red arrow tip, and then you've got the red markings on that subdial at the 12 o'clock position, just to give a little bit of colour to that black dial. The date is really well framed with that strip of chrome. Printing very crisp as usual. I think they've done a great job with the dial. I do like the layout. And you can see the subdials have those concentric circles there, just to give a bit of texture and a bit more definition to lift it from the dial, the main dial. Really classy looking watch. Let's have a look at the signed crown. The finishing is excellent. Lovely bit of brush polishing on the case. Now just flip that, have a look at the case back. As you can see, as I said earlier, this is a limited edition watch. There were just 600 made, this one is 220 from 600. I do love that design, really cool. Brilliant. Now just show you those tritium tubes in the dark. Okay, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.